Our first topic is HR, human resource management, human resources.
Oh boy.
As we like to call it today, people and culture. Let's get straight into it. I've been doing a ton of research on this subject.
Okay, so let's open ChatGPT. History of HR. Nice.
The history of human resources can be traced back to the Industrial Revolution. This goes back to the late 18th and 19th centuries. HR was all about productivity and efficiency. Companies got bigger and more complex, it took on more roles, workforce planning, employee development, and labor relations, and pretty boring stuff. With the emergence of labor unions in the mid-20th century, HR became a more fundamental and strategic part of a company's growth. The scope of the HR function since then has widened within our companies. They are now responsible for attracting and retaining top talent, manage employee performance, and create a positive and productive workplace. It has gone through the same sort of evolution. I mean, from David Boone's 50 beers on a flight to England to play in the Ashes, to now where players can't even take a bathroom break without some sort of sample being taken for analysis. So what does all this development mean for the workforce today? Employees over the last couple of decades have started to see a shift. While HR was primarily about administrative and operational tasks, people and culture takes on a more holistic and strategic role. In essence, to foster a more positive working culture and also the promise of developing employees to their fullest potential. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, what happened to the administrative and operational stuff? ChatGPT gives a very vague answer, so I'm not really sure. Kind of like the function in many cases. Unions posed a really big risk to corporations. This meant that labor laws and employee satisfaction and all these other employee-centric things became more important for companies to become aware of and start to manage. It was the emergence of unions that forced HR to change. Similar to when Kerry Packer decided to create the World Series of cricket. Until Kerry came along, international cricket players weren't getting the benefits that they should have been getting otherwise. World Series cricket was run completely independently, so the international body had to change their laws and regulations in order to bring those players back who were now part of the World Series, and everything changed with cricket.
Wow.
So what's the future of people and culture? Other than the obvious technological advancements and also the changing demographic of our workforce, the employee experience will need to get better and better and better. Here's an interesting fact. The tech industry has a very low rate of unionization. In saying that, unionization in the tech industry is on the rise. I think that completely makes sense. Every company is a tech company. Every company has a technology team. A lot of the investments that go into our companies today go into building new capability, and it's usually technology capability. Just as the unions changed the scope of HR in the mid-20th century, I believe a more tech-savvy technology industry union is going to be able to keep P&C more accountable for all the work it does. And we will see the scope of people and culture change again. The decision review system in cricket. Until that came along, players had to stick with the umpire's decision. It didn't matter if it was right or wrong. What the umpire said went. And in this analogy, the umpire is the P&C team. Once DRS came into play, in real time, players could question an umpire's decision. DRS wasn't very accurate when it started, but these days, it's a tool that's always used in every cricket match. And it holds the umpire very accountable. And you know what? Umpiring has improved as well. And this is what I foresee for the P&C practice. As employees have more visibility, there'll be more accountability for the P&C practice. 2020 cricket might be the shiny new thing. It's similar to our tech companies. Investors are just throwing money into this concept. But when it comes to people, I believe a test match cricket type approach, which is more strategic and longer term, is actually going to be more effective than a cowboy 2020 match. But you know what? That might just be the purist in me. In any case, thank you for watching. Hopefully that gave you a bit of insight into what is quite an important part of our companies in our modern day and as we move forward into the future. It's pretty awesome to have the first episode done and dusted. I'll catch you all in episode 2 of the alternative corporate commentary, and thank you for watching.